Hello there.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fandom Fights. We are in the WOAT tournament, the final match of round number 1 in the WOAT tournament, and we've got a good one for you. We got the Space Wizards as the team taking on the singles player, Joe Farrelly. Very exciting stuff. Nick, thoughts on the match?
Yeah, really excited, Tim. I think round one's gone really, really great. Happy to say this won't be the last arm-tied match going forward. There was quite a healthy mix of teams that won and singles that won, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Today is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Joe could likely beat combinations of 3 to 4 people, no matter who those 3 to 4 people are. However, I think Brandon and Mike are real magic as a team, and it's their last ride. They've got nothing to lose. Joe, just last year, knows what it's like to be a team in a tournament on your last ride. So I think they're going to put up a fight today. But like I said, Joe with a partner against you, very, very scary. Without a partner, still very, very scary. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go talk to the players in the promos.
We only got one of these left, man. Just one of these. I'm just writing some stuff down in my journal.
That's one left, but if we win,
Yeah,
keep going.
That's true.
At least for
That's
a couple more.
I try to leave. They keep pulling me back in. That's what it is. You know.
All right, Pacino.
Yeah, I know. Real quick, by the way, Ohio loves dogs. Everybody, I just want to make that really clear. We love dogs here in Ohio. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna have fun today. I'm into this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. No alcohol required.
None. We're good.
I do have a manager, but Javi is on his way. But I'm looking forward to this. I love Mike. I love Brandon. I'm going to try and say some cocky quotes from movies about 2-on-1s, but they don't really work here. So I'm just going to say I'm looking forward to this. And this is my first match of the post-Britney era. No time like the present.
Nick, thoughts on the promos?
No.
Okay. Round number 1, how's it going to work?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we'll say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece. Should any individual player get all 10 questions correct from round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player/team will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1?
Nope.
Good luck with
No.
You too, bud.
Good luck, guys.
Your first question, that was weird, Tim, is going to come in the category of DreamWorks. Which DreamWorks film features characters named Prudence, Snips, and Hendrix?
I start calling you Snips.
Because I'm all snippy.
Yeah. But in like an endearing way. 5.
No.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Spirit Untamed.
Let's go to Mike.
Secret Life of Pets.
Let's go to Brandon.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Joe is correct. Spirit Untamed is correct. Your next question is coming in the category of sci-fi icons. In Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the Paranormal Research Center where the new storage unit was built used to be what kind of location?
Do you like this one?
The question or the film it's asking about?
Film? The film.
Nope. Not good.
But the Empire froze.
2, 1, pens down. Mike, let's go to you.
A morgue?
Let's go to Brandon.
A train station.
And Joe.
Zoo.
All incorrect. We're looking for an aquarium.
Okay.
I've seen it.
So, Joe on the right track. But, Nick, what's next?
Next question comes in the category of YA. In The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 1, when Katniss first sees Effie in District 13, what specifically does she show to her? Does she show to Katniss? Effie show to Katniss?
I have 3 drinks for this match. I got to be ready. Can you guess what 3 drinks they are? I'll take a general answer.
Like a Cat and Coke kind, like something like that, like a Miller Lite for sure.
No, not a Miller Lite, but a beer. I'll give it to you. 5.
For a beer?
2.
Okay,
1.
you have beer and liquor.
Let's go to Brandon.
I put Prim's cat.
Let's go to Joe.
Sinner's outfit designs.
And Mike.
Never mind.
Joe is correct.
Damn it.
Cinna's designs, specifically of Katniss as the Mockingjay, is
That's
correct.
right. I forgot.
So your next question is in the category of the Wizarding World. Who plays Queenie Goldstein in the Fantastic Beasts series? All right, so beer is one of them.
Still don't think that should be accepted, but
Okay, fine. Good thing I only need 2 out of 3 for you to get the point.
wine.
No, I don't have 3 like alcoholic drinks.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, that's what I thought you meant.
Beverages. Water is one of them. Javi, there you go. 5,
Milk.
4. No, I'm not Jack. 2. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe
Alison Sudol.
and Mike
Couldn't pull it.
and Brandon.
Allison Soodle.
Allison Sudol is correct. So 3-1. Wizards are on the board. What is next, Nick?
Next question comes in the category of James Bond. What is the name of Bond's daughter in No Time to Die?
Oh.
Just need first name.
All right, one last guess.
Fucking Pink Lemonade.
No, but you're on a slightly like adjacent.
Regular lemonade.
It's Gatorade.
Gatorade.
5, 4.
Gatorade.
H2O.
H2O. Oh, I heard
Joe got it in. Joe,
Joe
right?
got the repeat in. Your question again from Nick.
Question again. What is the name of Bond's daughter in No Time to Die? Just need first name. Gatorade.
H2O. You're drinking the wrong water.
Water sucks. Oh, gotta read.
My
Classic.
beer is an amber though.
Brain fart. Fuck.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Mike.
Melanie?
Let's go to Brandon
I said Gwendolyn.
and Joe.
It's the problem of being up for 20 hours. I had a complete brain fart.
The answer is Matilda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So your
It was an
next
L
question
name.
is in the category of horror icons. In which horror icons film does the villain use their own severed arm as a seatbelt?
You know, she's French, so like it's
Math, Mathilde.
Mathilde.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is the first repeat for the Wizards. Your question again. In which horror icons film does the villain use their own severed arm as a seatbelt? You wear your seatbelt?
I don't really drive a whole lot anymore.
Nick, do you wear your seatbelt?
No, because I'm not in the car very often.
Nerd. 5. You probably ride a bike. 4.
The train does not have seatbelts.
1. Pens down. Why aren't there seat? Anyway, let's go to Brandon.
I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Freddy versus Jason.
Let's go to Joe
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
and Mike.
Freddy's Nightmare.
All are incorrect. We're looking for the Dream Child. Nightmare on Elm
I
Street.
knew it was Freddy. I just couldn't remember which one it was.
Dream Child.
I couldn't
Dream
remember which
Child.
car I-
Most Freddy shit ever.
Your next question comes in the category of mixed bag. Electra, Mission Impossible, and The Princess and the Frog all feature a character dying by what means? We'll take a general hint.
It's a good question. Did you write this one?
No.
So it was Brittany then.
Could have been.
Well, it wasn't the guy back there, and it wasn't the guy on screen. So
I have other writers.
Anna.
No. They don't contribute very often, but
4,
they-
3, 2.
Repeat the
What?
question.
All right, that is the second repeat for Joe.
Question again. Electra, Mission Impossible, and The Princess and the Frog all feature a character dying by what means?
So it was Abel.
No, he great guy. He never got around to.
Who is it?
Ty was written before.
Oh yeah.
He didn't write this, but
Oh.
he could have been.
So who was it?
It was probably Brittany.
5, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
I don't have anything.
Mike
Stabbing?
and Brandon.
Yeah, you really threw me for a loop with Princess and the Frog. I put stabbing as well, being stabbed.
All are incorrect. We are looking for crushed to death.
No.
Oh.
Characters are Ray, Stone, and Jack. All crushed.
All right. Sure.
I love how you all thought
Oh,
someone got stabbed in The
Hang on,
Princess and
Avi
the
wants
Frog.
to be brought in.
Does
Hey.
Jack really get crushed, Joe? Doesn't he get like impaled in the face by an elevator thing?
No, but Phelps gets crushed by the helicopter before it explodes. You
Oh,
see,
okay.
literally see his
Fair
body, he's hanging onto the thing. It is that. But I just
Okay.
overthought it. Fine. I
That's
overthought
fine.
it.
Yeah.
I was going too specific.
Okay. All right. So, next question is coming to you in the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek Nemesis, what is the final body part of B4's that the crew finds on Colaris 3?
I just love how everyone, not everyone, 2/3 of the players here thought, oh, I just must be not remembering that stabbing that happened in that kids movie.
I knew I was wrong if it
Hey,
helps.
hey,
Nick,
a
all
dude,
right?
a dude gets hanged at the end of Tarzan. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we don't like see all of it.
I almost went with poison, but I knew that was wrong. So
One.
You got shot, but whatever.
Decapitation? Let's go to Mike
I have nothing.
and Brandon
I just put his eye. I don't know.
and Joe.
Yeah, no one in Mission Impossible gets pulled into a graveyard by spirits. A head.
That
That's-
is correct.
See-
So Joe hits, making it 4-1. Is that what you have, Nick?
Jesus.
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, your next question is coming from Nick.
It's in the category of criminal underworld. How many films in the Fast and Furious franchise were directed by Justin Lin? Films in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Films in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Fast and Furious franchise films.
Do you think Maggie's trying to tell me something? She came down here like right around question 1 or 2. I didn't really think much of it, but she lit a candle and then left. Think she's trying to tell me something? 5.
I'll tell you a lot of things.
Can I get a repeat? Sorry.
That is
Sorry.
the first repeat for the Wizards, I believe. Second repeat for the Wizards. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, Mike.
How
ahead.
many films in the Fast and Furious franchise were directed by Justin Lin?
I didn't know Cody was here. I now see that he's here. Thanks, man. I had 2 people today tell me that they liked my shirt.
I was just thinking about commenting on it.
It's a bunny on a Harley. 5, 4, 3, and it says Milwaukee. 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brandon.
I put 5. 5.
5 or 5?
5.
Let's go to Joe
5.
and Mike.
2.
5 is correct. So your final question in this round is in the category of epic adventures. In The Lord of the Rings, 1978, who tells a story over a campfire about an elven princess who chose to marry a human and become mortal? I hope you're okay with my changing.
I was really angry at first because I was like, "What are you talking about? That's not what this is." And then I was like, "Oh shit, you know it is. Okay, cool."
Technically, it's the only one just called The Lord of the Rings, but I feel the
Oh,
context.
you know, yeah, I feel you.
I feel the context is worth it.
Word.
Scenario 5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
So hopefully, same as the extended edition of Fellowship. Aragorn.
That was why I did that. Let's go to Mike
Better freaking be Aragorn.
and Brandon.
I put Legolas.
Aragorn is
Oh.
correct. And at the end of round number 1, we have a score of 6-3. Is that what you have?
That's what I
Brutal.
have, Tim.
Everybody has one repeat left. And they still got their challenges. So this is wild. Let's get into round number 2. Nick, how's it going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 Fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each player/team will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you'd like to check down a multiple choice, which point it'll only be worth 1, and be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Tim, what's on the wheel today?
On the wheel, Nick, we have James Bond, horror icons, MCU, Law and Order, Wizarding World, American Spies, Star Trek, and Pixar. Joe, you're in the lead. You want to spin or defer? Oh, and there's Javi.
Cobwebs shaken off. Right, let's do it. Spin the wheel.
Okie dokie.
How good was our promo? I was not obviously there.
It was average.
It lands on MCU.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
And Javi's gone again. All right,
Thanks,
Nick, will you go ahead and give Joe his questions in the MCU?
Gladly, Joe. I'll be giving you your questions in the category of the MCU. Are you prepared for them?
Sure.
Your first question. Which MCU film features a character signing a document that unknowingly contractually obligates them to fight?
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
That is correct for 2 points.
Great movie.
Your second question. Who directed Captain America, the First Avenger?
Joe Johnston.
That is correct for 2 points, and Tim is laughing because the question actually reads, who directed Iron Captain America, the First Avenger?
Someone didn't backspace enough.
Nope. All right, your third question. In Spider-Man, Far From Home, what is the first city that Peter's class visits on their trip abroad?
Venice.
That is correct for 2 points. Joe, your penultimate question. What is the full name of the man who blew up, whose mother Tony later meets with at a bar in Iron Man 3?
Well, we have multiple, but let's give it a couple of seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Charlie Spencer, B, Dan Armstrong, C, David Wright, or D, Chad Davis?
Chad Davis.
That is correct for 1 point.
Had the Chad.
And Joe, your final question. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter steals the orb from what planet at the start of the film?
It's a very typical Scottish name. Morag.
That is correct for 2 more points and the sweep of the MCU.
So I got Joe getting his total up to 15. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, so we'll bring back the wheel. This will be the spin for the Space Wizards. And it lands on Jimmy B, James Bond.
Let's spin that again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right, this is what you're stuck with. And you land on Spinner's Choice.
Hey, what do we want?
Your call.
You good with Wizarding World?
Let's take Wizarding World.
All right, it's in.
All right, thank you for not taking horror icons, guys. Your question in the category of the it's been spun a lot. All right, guys, your questions in the Wizarding World. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Your first question. Which Wizarding World film features a character calling to his followers by draping black cloths over entire buildings?
It's one of the.
I believe it was the. No, wait. Oh, I'm pretty sure I know it.
Go ahead.
Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald.
4, 3.
Final answer.
Thank you. That is correct for 2 points.
Sorry, I was like, what are we
I was like,
waiting
wait, that's it.
It's because I didn't have to say it.
Yeah, I know.
Right, no, I get
always forget to clarify.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, your next question. Who plays Harry's Aunt Marge in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban?
It's Pam Ferris.
Thank
Mike,
you. Thank you.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Trunch.
Your third question. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, after Snape announces to the Death Eaters when Harry will be moved, who contradicts him, saying that an Auror told him another day?
I believe his name was Yaxley.
I think it was. I'm leaning towards the same thing.
Do you want to just swing it?
5, 4, 3.
Yaxley. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Yes.
Your penultimate question. Why does Snape decline Lockhart's suggestion to have Ron be the one to battle Harry in the dueling club in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Okay, I got it. His wand causes devastation with the simplest of spells because it's all messed up from the Whomping Willow.
He'd send Potter to the hospital wing in a matchbox.
Final answer. How much more of the scene do you
Can
want?
they get three? Can they get three?
Yeah.
Bringing devastation. I loved it. Okay. All right, you guys, your final question in the category of the Wizarding World. What specifically is the Resurrection Stone revealed to be hidden inside of in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2?
The golden snitch that Harry caught in his mouth in his first Quidditch match. Final answer.
There you go.
That is as specific as you can get. That's correct.
Yeah.
2 points. And Nick, we have a really close game. Joe is in the lead with 15, but the clean sweep of Wizarding World brings Wizards a bit closer to with 13. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, so let's get into round number 3. How's it going to work?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the players hear the category, the team can select who will take the question. The other player will have to take question 2. They can reset for questions 3 and 4 and confer on the 5th and final question. Joe will be taking all 5 questions. Once they hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 3?
No.
Go,
Nope.
Tim.
All right, the first category you can bet points on is Worlds of DC. Let's get bets starting with Joe.
2.
And Space Wizards, who's taking it and how much?
I'm taking it, and we're betting 2.
All right, guys, your question in the category of Worlds of DC. Who is the only one to witness Peacemaker kill Rick Flag in The Suicide Squad? Good match.
Besides, Peacemaker and Rick Flag.
The obvious ones.
They witnessed it.
Yeah.
Great match.
Do you witness
Usually
your
I
own
would save this till after the match, but that was fucking
Right.
impressive.
3, 2.
Repeat the question.
That is your final repeat. Your question again. Who is the only one to witness Peacemaker kill Rick Flag in The Suicide Squad? Space Wizards now out of repeats.
Mm.
Will it be worth it, Nick? I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Mike
Ratcatcher 2.
and Joe.
Ratcatcher 2.
It was worth it, Nick.
Yeah, buddy.
17-15 is now the score. Brandon has to take the next one, and so does Joe. Make no jokes. Your category is what, Nick?
Star Trek.
Let's get bets, starting with Brandon.
1 point. Sorry, guys.
Okay, and Joe.
2.
All right, what's the question, Nick?
Question is, Which Star Trek film features a character experiencing Pon farr? Water's over there.
I told you, I'm ready. I got my beer, I got my Gatorade, I got my water. I haven't shown the water on screen yet, but it's right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
And Brandon.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
I think we can take that.
Sorry, I said ST3.
No, that's fine. Search for Spock is correct. So
Trek
it is now a 3-point game, 19-16. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
Next category is Criminal Underworld. Let's get bets, starting with Joe.
2.
Okay, and Wizards, who's taking it?
I said 2 as well. I'm doing it.
All right, your question in the category of Criminal Underworld. In John Wick Chapter 2, John lets who live by sticking a knife in them and telling them not to pull it out?
Oh, God.
Have you ever seen the rain?
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Big question.
That is your final repeat, Joe. Your question again. In John Wick Chapter 2, John lets who live by sticking a knife in them and telling them not to pull it out? Are Mike in the
You saw the rain. Did you cry?
No. Where's this going?
You got a creep. Creep.
What the hell are you saying? 5.
I'm so confused.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. Let's go to Joe.
Common's character. I couldn't remember his name.
It is Common's character. Brandon, does he
I
have-
know it's him, too. I'm hoping I got it right. I said Cassian.
Cassian is correct.
Yes. Oh,
So,
yeah.
Joe goes down to 17, and Brandon and Mike go up to 18. So the Space Wizards are now
I knew it was a Star Wars character.
in the lead by
Yes.
1. This is nuts, Nick. 2 categories remaining. Mike has to take this question with Joe. What is the category?
Category is horror icons.
Let's get bets, starting with Mike.
0.
Okay, and Joe.
2.
All right, here's the situation. If Joe hits this, he will be up by 1 going into the final question where Space Wizards will collab. If he misses, Space Wizards will win and move on to round number 2. Your question from Nick. Go ahead.
Your question is, who plays the Doctor, simply known as Doc, who has studied the lore of the spirits inside Freddy Krueger in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare?
Oh.
I had a feeling Joe was going to know that one.
I did as well.
Do you think Mike is happy he bet 0?
He hasn't moved, so maybe.
Mike?
No, I'm here. I'm fine.
He's deep in thought.
I got nothing. I have no idea.
Hands down. All right, Mike has nothing. Joe, do you have it?
Yafet Kodo.
Yeah.
Yaphet Kodo is correct.
Wow. Mike, I wouldn't have known that one.
Joe hits.
Lucky he's a
Now
Bond villain.
19-18. Incredible match as we get into the 5th and final question of round 3. And the category is Epic Adventures. All right, let's get bets, starting with Joe.
2.
And Wizards.
2.
Okay, here's the sitch. We're going to start with the Wizards. I'm going to give them their question. If they hit, we will move over to Joe for his question. If they miss, the game will go to Joe. Space Wizards, are you ready?
Ready.
Sure.
And just a reminder, you have no repeats.
Yep.
Your question in the category of Epic Adventures is, in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, How many swords of the Lost Lords are needed to be placed on Aslan's table?
Okay, I haven't seen this in a very long time, Mike.
I've never
But-
seen it, so you know better than I do.
I would probably guess 4 would be my best one because there's 4 children, 4 kings and queens of Narnia.
1.
4 final answer.
And your winner, Joe Farrelly. The answer is 7. 7 was the answer. Nick, hell of a match. Let's just take a second here. I think this was wild. One of the best, if not the best match of the tournament so far. The Wizards played fucking fantastic. Taking Joe to his absolute limit in a 3-round match. I think Joe is going to say it himself in the post-match interviews. He didn't have his best round 1 game today, but he came to play in rounds 2 and 3. It was looking scary there for a second, but he was able to pull out the victory. What are your thoughts?
You come into this kind of expecting Joe to win just because of the caliber he's played at, and Space Wizards hasn't played at that caliber yet. But they played at that caliber today. It was insane. Like, I'm madly impressed with the Space Wizards. It's very sad this is their last match, but what a way to go out. That was a title match level Wizarding World round, and they went 10 for 10. And then knowing questions in round 3 that Joe didn't know, they almost won this thing. I'm immensely proud of them. I think this was a very high note for them to go out on. But you're right. Joe had some cobwebs to shake off. I think they're shaken off at this point, and everyone else in the tournament going forward can be nervous now.
Yeah, and it's going to be super interesting to find out once we do the seedings what is going to be Joe's next opponent, if he's going to have another team to go up against that was able to win, or does he have a singles player and is kind of more in that comfortable zone for him. So it's going to be super interesting. Can't wait to find out what's going to happen, but let's go talk to the players and see how they're feeling now in the post-match interviews.
Space Wizards. You guys will be the talk of the town, at least for the round 1 of this tournament. I think that was incredible. Rounds 2 and 3 were some of your best work to date. If round 1 had caught up with it, I think this would be a different story. But whatever, hindsight's 2020. At the end of the day, I think this was an incredible note to go out on. Beating Joe you could have 6 partners with you, and it's probably very difficult. But at the end of the day, you gave him a fight. You gave one of the greatest of all time the fight of his life today. So I think you should be proud of that. Is that how you're feeling?
I'm feeling very proud, man.
I am too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like honest to God, this was the, we weren't sure what was going to happen. You know, when I announced I was retiring, I said I'd see it through to the end. I was like, I'd go as long as we went until we stopped winning, and we stopped winning. So it is what it is. It didn't show up in round 1 today, but round 2,
I didn't either.
Round 2, we proved why the hell we've been here as long as we have.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And I would say round 3 as well. We only missed 1 question in that, and going back and forth in round 3, except for the end. But this has been a blast, and I'm going to miss the hell out of Mike. And I appreciate you guys letting us play and being a part of this tournament, and all the best luck to Joe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No, listen, Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. We talked to Joe on a different match, and me and Tim have talked. We're going to miss you. You've been a hell of a guy to have around here. Would you like to say any parting words?
Just, it's been fun, y'all. That's all I gotta say. It's been fun, y'all. Have
Mike, Space Wizards, it's been a pleasure. Congratulations on a great match, and thank you.
Thank you.
Joe, I was a little throughout it, I was kind of like, oh man, Joe's sweating. But then I remembered, I feel like you do this every fall tournament, whether you're by yourself or with someone else. You are often ranked 1 or 2 and go up against the lowest ranked seed, and they push you to your limit somehow. I don't know what it is, if it's just if it's the nerves of losing to the last seed, or the fact that they've got nothing to lose coming into it, that makes it a little more even than it would be otherwise. I should also mention there were 2 of them. That might have something to do with it. But at the end of the day, Joe, you pulled it out. You're one of the only singles players. There were others, but you're one of the only singles players to be winning in round 1 in this tournament. And you didn't have your best round one. So I think that being said, if the cobwebs are shaken off and this is a bad day for you, everyone else should be a little nervous. Would you agree?
Yeah, I talk a lot. It's talk a lot about margins recently. Zoo Aquarium, that was a margin. Like, do I even bother to challenge that? Seems like
Water
prison
zoo.
jail. It's a water zoo, but
Yeah.
I thought no. The Matilda thing surprised me, but I said I've been awake for nearly 21 hours now, so some slips are going to happen. Thankfully, wheel went in my spin went in my favor because MCU. I put it on the wheel, 9 out of 10. Happy with that. Had Chad, so 9.5 out of 10 in my head. I'm still worried that Dumbledore is going to come in at any moment and award bonus points for the best played Wizarding World round 2 that Hogwarts has seen these many years, to be honest, because that was awesome.
That was good.
And yeah, again, round 3 started to work in my favor, and then I was like, I've written a mixed question in my notes that is, what name is shared by a Star Wars rebel and a criminal underworld assassin? What first name is shared? And I'm in my head, I was just like, I know it's a Star Wars character. And I was like, it's Disney Star Wars. I was like, it's not Rey, it's not Finn, it's not Poe, it's not Mars, it's not Kylo. I was like, what is it? And it was Cassian the whole damn time. I knew it, tip of my tongue, but then thankfully I took the risk with 2 in horror icons, and you gave me the actor that's a Bond villain. That was, oh my God. My heart's still, a little bit, but they played so well, and it was so great to see that. That round 2 was, from my side, even though they were sweeping it, entertaining and great.
Absolutely. Javi, you and Joe have managed each other now. You've both succeeded and moved on. Spoiler alert for your match, obviously. This tournament is set up kind of to be in the team's favor, but the singles players have been really surprising throughout, because there's 2 of them. They could get 20 points in round. You could go, you've said it yourself, you could go perfect and still lose because the team could just get more points than you. But it still feels like Joe is the favorite to win at all. Do you kind of feel the same way? Just because of how he's been playing this year. He's won the free-for-all set, or the last one standing, set a new record in it, made it all the way to a title match, played 2 title matches in one night, regardless of how they went. He still went toe-to-toe with the greatest of all time, won the tournament, won the team's tournament. Like, he's having a killer year. Like, do you look at the teams on the other side and go, can any of them beat Joe, or can a singles player beat Joe? We all know the answer is yes, because he's been beaten before, but just the mentality of it, especially now that the cobwebs are off, talk about Joe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, anyone can beat anyone, but it's hard to look at Joe and think, yeah, I'm gonna beat him, or yeah, I can probably beat him. Like, it's just Joe is one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, based on how, I don't know if it's like officially announced how the seedings are going to work, but how it seems like it's going is like the higher ranked singles players are going to have a less likelihood of playing teams based on, I don't know. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I think whether it's a team, whether it's a singles player, it's going to be really interesting to see who Joe plays next. You're right. He's probably the favorite to win this whole thing. Yeah, I think I'm really excited for this just whole tournament to see how it shakes out and just where Joe's going to end up. This is going to be awesome. And yeah, but in the thing of like, oh, we managed each other, it's like, well, I showed up. I was frozen for the promo or whatever. I couldn't even hear nothing. For betting, I was like, yeah, 2. Like, this every time I was like, we're betting 2, right? Yeah, great.
Fair.
So
Joe, Javi brings up a good point. We don't know who you're playing next because the seedings are going to have to be done once the whole round is shot. So I guess now we know who you're playing, but right now we don't. Instead of asking who you want to play next, so what I've sort of been asking is, do you want to get through this thing playing teams, or do you want shots at because singles players definitely want shots at you. Tyler Birch is in this thing. Rue is in this thing. We don't know how their matches necessarily went right now, but in real life we do. Have you ever played? I don't think you've ever played tomorrow. So there are people who want shots at you, but do you want to get through this taking on teams, or do you want to let singles players come at you?
I did play in the last sort of the pre-tournament, I think, singles stuff, or is it singles? I'm sure I played Root.
Yeah, it was. I think it was to get to the contender against Brittany. I think.
Yes, last year to get to the contender.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the last time I played Tyler was probably the closest in a singles match that I've won. Obviously, Brittany and I were always very close, but in recent years, ones that I've actually won, Tyler was definitely the closest, and it was just that one slip up on the Sum of All Fears that really made the difference. So I think that's probably the opponent that probably does scare me the most at the moment. Held onto that team's title for a long time, been the singles champion. I think Tyler's probably the scariest opposition there is in this tournament, including teams, I've got to say. The teams are really good, and they're putting up hella fights. And like I said, that lead in round one's all they need, and anything can happen. So the team seems like more of a challenge, and it's something different, which is what I enjoy. So I'd say teams for that reason, not because I've played a lot of the singles players before.
Fair.
When else is a singles player going to play a team? Like the opportunity in this tournament's awesome to do that.
Well,
so
if Mike Hanley's on the team, it's certainly possible. But Joe, congratulations on the win, and see you in round 2.
All right, well, that's going to do it for round 1 of the WOAT tournament. We will see you guys in round number 2. We got other matches happening at the same time, so be sure to check out everything going on here at Fandom Fights. We will see you next time with another great match, but until then, thank you to Joe, thank you to Javi, thank you to Brandon and Mike, thank you to Nick for writing. I've been Tim. We'll see you next time. Bye.